This is a 2007 RAV4. I think the years are pretty similar from 05 to 16, but I am working on doing the lower control arms, both sides. This is the 4-cylinder. The passenger side, which has the engine oil pan, I was able to do without dropping subframe or lifting engine and transmission. I'm on the driver's side now, and there's a lot less space. So something I've done, instead of doing all subframe or lifting or whatever, was I've dropped this cross member, and the end of it bolts just right there. And I'm also doing the transmission oil at the same time. And while I'm doing the oil, I'm doing the filter. So looking, this is that bolt that's really hard to get out. Since I've dropped this transmission oil pan just to do that filter, it's close. You'll have to kind of wiggle it, but the bolt does come out. Actually, just had it out. It's close. It'll be a squeeze, and you might have to, I mean, if it mars this up on the gasket surface, you might have to just wipe it with some sandpaper, maybe a razor blade, very light, but saved me a lot of time. I was super not wanting to do all that work or spend all that money, so that helped me a ton. Anyways, that cross member, you know, looking at right straight down from here, that cross member is going to bolt up here and go over to there. It didn't drop any weight. There's some videos on it. Do your research, and then obviously torque everything back to spec, but that saved me a ton of time and hassle. So if you're honestly doing your control arms, it's about time to do your transmission oil anyways. While torquing that front control arm bolt, how I've got it set up, I've got my torque wrench. I've got my 3/8 drive. It's a 7/8 millimeter because I don't have a shallow 22. They're like 0.009 inch difference, so they're close enough for me. I have an adapter and then a 1/2 inch extension to my torque wrench, and that gives me enough clearance to so as to not hit anything, but also get a straight pull in torque. Adapters don't change torque values, leverage does. So if I had a crow's foot opened this way, my torque will be different than if I had a crow's foot 90 degrees to the side. So it's just kind of interesting. So I've temporarily placed this jack under my ball joint, and I've lifted up the hub assembly just a little to kind of simulate a ride height torque. As I torque these and then drop it onto the suspension again, it'll kind of twist those rubbers, the bushings, and I want to kind of keep them in as close to as possible place that I can. So I kind of lift this up a little bit, and that kind of helps me feel a little better about it. The right way is to drop the truck. These are actually titled as trucks, onto the wheels again. The weight's on the suspension, and then torque it. So